Marky, good morning. Well, Judge Aileen Cannon was nominated by then President Donald Trump and made this request, but it is a lot more complex than that. So we know that back in March, Judge Cannon asked both the prosecutor, special counsel Jack Smith, as well as Trump's defense team to provide possible instructions for the jury. These instructions would focus on explaining a law that could be helpful to Trump's defense. The deadline for submitting them is today. This request was made in light of Trump's recent attempts to have the case dismissed. We know that the judge wants the parties to create different legal scenarios and provide alternative wording for the jury instructions. And we know that these instructions should make jurors think about whether the government has proven without a doubt that the documents Trump kept at his home were either personal or related to his presidential duties. Now, we know that for months, Mr. Trump has been claiming that the documents he had at his Mar-a-Lago property in Florida were personal. He's pointing to a law from 1978 called the Presidential Records Act. This law lets former presidents keep records that aren't related to their official duties. However, we know that special counsel Jack Smith's office argues this doesn't apply in cases where someone is accused of having top secret information illegally. We spoke with the former federal prosecutor who essentially says that the aspects of this law might work in Trump's favor. So listen to a part of that here.
The Espionage Act and the Presidential Records Act doesn't apply to personal documents. But not only are the documents not personal because they relate to military or other classified information, this is something that the judge herself needs to decide. She's apparently going to put this issue to the jurors, but it's a question of law. It's something the court has to decide, not a question of fact that's appropriate for the jury.
And in late February, we know that there was also an issue over whether the jurors should be asked about their voting history in the last presidential election. But as for the timeline on this case, it's unclear whether the trial will even begin by late July. Marky?
Elena Shirazi, live from D.C. Thanks so much.